to the Fictional Character Talk Show. Today we have a very special guest with us, one of the best-known characters in American literature, Holden Caulfield.
Hey, Dustin, thanks a bunch for having me, man.
Oh, it's no problem, Holden. Before we get started, we have one more person to introduce. It's DB, Holden's brother.
Hey man, thanks for having me here.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Okay, now let's get down to business. Holden, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm very different from everyone else. I mean, I really hate those fancy assholes from those preppy schools. I think all those schools make just a breed of bunch of morons who are very, very phony. I also strongly hate movies. I think the movies are very phony, and all those movie stars, phoniest assholes I've seen in my entire life. I mean, they're all a bunch of goddamn prostitutes to showbiz.
Man, that's a lot of information in this beginning. DB, what do you think about all that?
Well, Holden has always been different from all the rest. I remember that he told me he absolutely hates movies. The actors in them are just phony, and so are the people who watch them. That's why I'm very surprised that he is on this show right now. Holden even actually told me that I was a prostitute to showbiz.
Hold on, stop 1 second. What does this prostitute to showbiz mean?
Well, a prostitute to showbiz is someone that will do anything, I mean anything, for their 15 minutes of fame, and they'll do anything for the man just to make sure he's happy and pleased.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up. So, Holden, can you tell us about your favorite activities that you like to do?
Well, my favorite game is probably checkers. Me and Jane, we played checkers for hours and hours, and it never got boring to us. And, well, also, I'm a big smoker and a big drinker. I mean, that's something I do, and just a habit.
So let's go with Jane. Do you love her?
Well, I remember Jane and Holden. They were always so lovey-dovey with each other.
Shut up, you phony bastard. But I'm not gonna lie. Me and Jane, we used to be best friends. Like, there was nothing fake between us. Everything was all real. I remember one time when she was crying a goddamn river. I just sat there with her all night and just kissed the tears away.
That's really sweet, Holden. You come off as this really tough and dimensional guy, but you must be a really deep guy on the inside.
Yeah, there's a lot to me that people don't really see. I see the world very different from most other people, and it's a very different way of looking at things.
So you say you don't like opening up to people, you'd rather just kind of stay hidden from everybody else?
You could say that. I mean, yeah, I think most of these people are phonies, and I think once you start telling people about everything, that's when you begin to miss them.
Alright. Okay, here's where it gets good, Holden. Can you tell us about this crazy life story?
Oh man, can I ever? Well, it all started when I heard that I was getting kicked out of Pensy Prep, which, if you don't know already, is this fancy preppy school they breed a bunch of morons who try to. They're a bunch of phonies. I mean, it was not for me. It was not how I wanted to be. Actually, I was kind of glad, but I hated the school, but I knew I was going to be in trouble with my parents.
Holden has had a lot of bad experiences with school.
So what I did was I decided, because once my parents were going to find out, I knew I was going to be in trouble. So what I decided to do was I was going to run away to New York, and I was gonna stay there.
Wow, that's pretty crazy, but what'd you do in New York? I want to hear about this.
Well, so in my time in New York, I saw some really, really crazy stuff. A bunch of crazy things go down. One of the craziest things I saw was this moron. I don't know if he was faking it or what, but he was a man dressed up like a woman.
A man dressed as a woman?
Yes.
Was he wearing heels and a dress?
Everything. It was horrible.
Oh my god.
Also, I saw, it was absolutely disgusting. This man and a woman, they were spitting water into each other's mouth. I mean, it was disgusting. But I mean, I guess you could say that this is like the real world. I mean, that's what you really get. Also, in my time in New York, I met a whole bunch of new people because I went out to bars and other sorts of places like that.
Didn't you say that you hated all these phonies and all these people? You don't like stereotypical people. Why would you go to bars to meet new people?
Well, because, I mean, the truth is I was really missing Jane because I was away from her for a while and I haven't seen her in a while. So I really was looking for that connection, like an intimate connection with someone else, someone that I could care for and that cared for me, and that it wasn't just us wanting something each from each other.
Why would you want a connection with some phony? I mean, you keep talking about how you hate these people, and now you're saying like, oh, well, I want a connection. Can you elaborate on this?
Well, like I said earlier, like I really miss Jane, and the connection was because that's something that I've always wanted. I mean, not even if I was a phony. Like I think real love is something that just it's supposed to come. Like it's not supposed it just happens. It's not supposed to be planned or anything like that.
That's great, Holden. Would you like to finish the rest of your story, though?
Of course I will. Well, later on, I had my sister Phoebe come and visit with me. I bought her a record, and after I bought her this record, I was walking in Central Park, and I dropped it, and it shattered to pieces. I mean, I felt horrible because this was something that she really wanted, and it really just broke my heart because I knew she really wanted it. But the thing that really surprised me is when I gave it back to her. I mean, when I brought it to her, showed her that it was broken, she still wanted it.
So she just didn't mind that it was broken. She just wanted it because you were giving it to her.
Yeah, which was really special to me because it showed that she cared, that what I gave her was special, and that it didn't matter what it was, that she cared for me, and that I guess you could say the CD kind of represented me in a way almost because when I was broken down, I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. She was always there to just pick me back up and say everything's okay, and that really made me feel special.
So, what else did you and Phoebe do while you were in New York, or what other amazing adventures have you been doing?
Well, she was a kid, so I brought her out to have some fun. So I brought her to the carousel, and her always looking up to me, she wanted me to go on that carousel with her, but I knew I couldn't because I was an adult, and it was really for the kids. And what was different about this was I kind of had this moment of realization because always in my life I've always wanted to go and just go on the ride, just keep being a kid. I wanted to be a kid my entire life, but I just had this moment of realization that I was just like, I have to grow up. Like it can't be like this any longer.
That's great. All right, guys, thanks for coming on the Fictional Character Talk Show.
Thank you
That's
so
it.
Thank you.
Come back anytime.
Thanks for
guys.
having us on the show. See you later.
Bye.